So when I said to them what might happen, I sent my presentation to them as promised on 26 July last year. And they had more than 6 weeks to answer, to fulfill their promises. No response was coming to me. And the FIFA window of September was coming close. Asian Games were coming close. You will all remember what happened and what kind of a circus was going on prior to the Asian Games. And you could clearly see what was leaked already in the media about my letter, which I sent to them a few days back, how they changed the list of the players which I gave to them for the Asian Games, how they behaved with the Thai authorities about giving them reason to bring back senior players to represent the country there. Even I warned them and I explained to them that we've been working very hard for 4 years to give opportunity to our youngsters, to our young guns, to mature quicker, to grow quick, and that we have a great chance taking these youngsters who were once part of the 2017 World Cup, who most of them are at the moment core part of our team. I wanted to show everyone there at the Asian Games that India has enough potential and enough strength without senior players to do well. And obviously, once my list was changed, even at that time, I had most of the agreements with the coaches of ISL class because we had a great relationship about the players I'm putting on the list, and they appreciating me not taking senior players for the Asian Games, but just using young players. Everything was destroyed once again. Only because there was no communication enough amongst parties in our own house to deal with things and to make things brighter and our chances bigger. Anyway, we qualified at the Asian Games from the group, which was nice, but everything what was following us at that time was terrible. You will remember how the trip was organized, how we traveled, at what time we reached there, and how much we were exposed just prior to the game against China, which was later on also repeated when we traveled to Aba City to face Afghanistan, and our travel back, and never mind that we were promised a charter flight to take us there and make our life easier and our chance bigger, but nothing happened. You will remember that. So at that last year, after the answer was not coming to me, I already engaged with my lawyer and told him to prepare the letter for a resignation from my position. And while my lawyer was working on that, I received a call from Football House, and I was told that Mr. Harris was given mandate to negotiate with me the extension of the contract. Next 7 days, I felt like I'm chasing Mr. Harris because he was always on the meeting, he was always entering the plane, he was always at the airport without having time to speak with me, so we had only one chat for about few minutes, and it was clear to me that this is not serious once again, and that no good things I can expect from there. We went to Asian Games. I was trying to explain to everyone that I am about to leave my position, but then I was informed that Shaji will take over the negotiations about contract extension, and that actually happened. I was nicely surprised. We discussed in few days all the terms of the contract, and the only thing I was insisting on was to take good care of my staff who worked so hard, especially about Mahesh Gowli, Velu Dalamiani, and Shamal Valnabi, who were and match analyst Joy Gabriel, because these boys were working mostly without any compensation. Team manager was killing himself without sleep whatsoever and handling not only senior team, but all underage groups also, and the women team, all the camps and everything else. And Shamal, sports psychologist, who did phenomenal job and had a great influence on our team, throughout last year's tournaments. And we came to agreement about everything for everyone. So that happened on 2nd, 3rd of October last year. And once I got back to Delhi from the, I think, what was it, Asian Games? Yeah. I was invited to Delhi to check the draft of the contracts. And when I saw that everything is okay, Mahesh Gavli joined me at the press conference. You will probably remember that, which AIFF posted, that I appreciated AIFF at that time for finally executing the agreement reached and promises given. But that day, the contracts were signed only by me, Mahesh Gavli, and few days later, contracts were signed also by my Croatian assistant. And I was told that the rest of the staff will sign the contracts in the next few days, that they are in the process. So from October, the only thing what happened was that Shaji was removed from the office. And once he was removed, everything was quiet. No more words about my staff, no more saying anything about their contract renewals, about supporting the national team. At that time, you will remember clearly how much we suffered at the King's Cup, only because of referee decisions. How much we suffered in Merdeka Cup, only because of referee decisions. And how much generally we suffer when we go to play abroad in away games. So obviously things are changing in our process based on what social media says or thinks. And that's a terrible thing for football to happen. That's not how football house should be run. Football house should be stable, should have clear structure and process of work, not depending on what someone writes or says. That's the only way to go forward with the football. But obviously in India, that still is not the case. And knowing that we're not going to get enough time for preparation there, and having been disappointed so much with everything, I said a few things in public which caused me getting show cause letter. You all know about it. That happened in October last year. After that, after I said generally that the World Cup qualifiers should be more important for us than the Asian Cup because we're not going to get enough time to prepare, I received final warning letter from AIFF, but always mentioning that they are providing a support and they will do everything for the team to do well. Of course, always being just words and nothing happening beside that. So when I received that final warning letter, that was December 2nd last year, and no one knows this, I finished in the hospital. I was really disturbed with everything what was going on, stressed and suffering from obvious problems at that time. So I had immediate surgery on my heart, getting 2 stents. And after being released home, I was not ready to speak with anyone or find excuses. I was putting myself on the line and going to the Asian Cup to organize the camp for the team, although I should have been at home resting. But I wanted to give my best shot with my boys, and that's what we did. So in such conditions, I went there to defend the colors of the country, although I'm not Indian. And I'm proud on how we did it. Never mind, there was no points, there was no goals, but we fought. We fought the best way we could. And once that finished, obviously we had to turn and see, it's been already 3 months after the contract extension, but half of my staff still listening promises. It kept going on until few days back. So working without GPS equipment, not getting video cameras, which I requested long time ago, prior to the Asian Cup, which me and my bench analyst Joy Gabriel arranged for AIFF for $1,000 to purchase for 1 year, so we can have and obtain a normal work and analyze our training sessions. And even I told them, if you have problem with the budget, I will pay. No, AIFF will do it. That was Satya's answer to me. Of course, it was not done. Once again. So, working without any equipment whatsoever, not even platforms like Viscout and Instats. Throughout the time, we were renting match analysts from Goa, always having problems. Is he going to come or not going to come? Is it possible for him to be with the team? Is Goa going to be in a good position to release him? Using their platforms. I'm sorry, Joy, I need to say this, but we were stealing the platforms from Goa FC, Viscout and Instat. And that's how we operated. And no one knows this. Many of you asked the questions why I invited Trevor Sinclair to help us at that time for the Asian Cup. Now you will probably understand why I needed help from someone who knows how I work and who I can trust, because after having surgery at the beginning of December, I needed to make sure that someone is there with me if anything happens to me, so he can help Mahesh also and organize the work. We couldn't let anything there happen unexpectedly, and for team to be without proper help and enough coaches on the pitch prior to such important competition. So, and now the final thing, and then I will let you ask your questions, whatever you like. Once the game in Qatar finished, and I told you I decided long back that I will leave, qualified or not, that I will not use my option of contract extension there, which was inside the contract or anything like that, that I will leave my position and say goodbye to India. Very first day after that game, which was very suffering day for us, because we were obviously robbed from the victory which could take us to the third round of the qualifiers. I got the call from Satya or message asking me about accepting to have a Hero Intercontinental Cup in July. And once again, I was surprised and amazed how low knowledge these people have about football, about calendar, and about everything. Because they know very well that ISL clubs start their pre-season beginning of July, somewhere between 5th and 10th July. Even to think about organizing Hero Cup in July out of the FIFA window, with so many possible problems, because no ISL coach would let or release the player at the beginning of the pre-season camp to join the national team. To think something about it, it's telling you clearly in what kind of a state mind these people are in the house. They don't have a clue about how to run football cows. And they don't care. The only thing they care about is power, their position, and how to blame others and stay there as long as possible. And I don't mind myself, because finally I can speak. And as I clearly stated in my final letter to them, they did stop me from talking to you guys with a show cause letter and final warning letter. Obviously, I couldn't expose myself anymore publicly or risk or give them reason to sack me, because I was never sacked in my career. Never. This is the first time. But what amazes me, that after explaining to Satya that that's out of mind to think about organizing anything in July, I was also surprised that he is talking with me about that at the moment where I should have a meeting with the technical committee members to give my report and all that, and discuss about which way we go after that to make sure we stay at least somehow in good relationship. Obviously, he received calls from above, from his superiors, and then he asked me, Coach, would it be okay for you to receive 3 months salary and to leave your position? I said to him, dear Satya, no, it wouldn't be okay, but I will give you good reasons. One reason is there is no rush because there is no game coming soon to Indian football team. The second reason is I am negotiating with 2 parties my job for the future. So most probably until the end of the month, I will finish and conclude and accept one of the offers I have. So you will not need to pay more than one salary. So just be patient and let me agree the terms with my new company, and that will be it. So we're gonna split our ways. On the other hand, I told him, if you want to do it earlier, then I need someone else to take responsibility and accept that there is other party there involved in the huge disappointment which we had, because this team didn't deserve to be abandoned at the crucial moments of its possible success and glory which was ahead of us at that time, prior to the games against Afghanistan and Kuwait. So suddenly, next day, I received termination letter email. And I couldn't believe it. Only half a day after telling him to be patient and not to get influenced by social media or any kind of pressure he was mentioning at that time, they decided to terminate the contract, which cannot be terminated by their side because they need to pay full amount once the charges are pressed at the FIFA court. And I was hurt once again. That was not something which should happen in a serious organization led by serious people. But anyway, they don't even know that they are not the ones who employed me. They are not the ones who approved my contract extension, but they didn't mind taking decision and sending such a letter which is against the statute of the AIFF, which is breaking all the rules, normal rules in football. And now they are probably panicking because for them the amount is huge, but probably they are relying on their commercial partner to help them in sorting this out, but that's not something I care anymore, to be honest. So here it is, most of the things which I went through for the last year, and I will repeat once again, it was great honor to represent India. I will always stay a fan of Indian football team. I made great friendships in India. I know who is who. I could see it clearly very first day. And all I can tell you, I wish you all the best in the future to all of you, and God bless you all.